From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10. Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Anne Waodo.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, Director General of the World Trade Organization and Nigeria's former Finance Minister Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala calls for the implementation of social safety nets to cushion the effect of economic reforms on vulnerable Nigerians. Enugu State Government commissions 5 ultra-modern bus terminals and 100 CNG buses as part of its transport management system, expected to create over 20,000 jobs over the next 6 years. People's Democratic Party inaugurates a 44-member committee to oversee its zoning arrangement ahead of the party's elective convention in November, with a caveat: prioritize competence over loyalty. And U.S. President Donald Trump says there is a 25% chance that his proposed meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday will not be successful.
On business news tonight, Federal Inland Revenue Service unveils 16 certified tech firms to assist in the rollout of its electronic invoicing platform for taxpayers ahead of the revised November 1st deadline.
On sports news tonight, Nigeria's D Tigress moves to 8th in the latest FIBA Women's World Ranking to remain the only African team to ever occupy a top 10 place.
And from the nation's capital, no respite yet for residents of flood-prone areas of Adamawa State as water levels in River Benue continue to rise.
The Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, is asking the federal government to grow the Nigerian economy and put in place social safety nets just to help citizens cushion the current hardship in the country. Speaking after meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the State House, the former Minister of Finance says that while the government should be commended for stabilizing the country's economy through its reforms, it's now time to give human face to those reforms. Accompanied by the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investments, Jumoke Oduwole, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala also appreciated the President for the Women Exporters Fund launched in Abuja to support women through economic hardship.
We came to brief Mr. President about this fund, which we launched. The Minister of Trade, Industry, Trade and... Oh, I was looking. It has been shepherding this effort in Nigeria, along with the Nigeria Export Promotion Council. Nigeria competed and won. One of 4 countries that won globally to be part of this new initiative. We had 67,000 Nigerian women who applied for this, and 146, can you imagine, 67,000, 146 won, and they are going to have money disbursed directly to them. 16 of them won what we call the booster track. Those who already have businesses, but their businesses will be scaled up. They will receive technical and business support for 18 months from the WTO and the ITC, and working with the ministry. So we will all work together to make sure that their businesses expand, they employ more people, they put money in their households' pocket and in the nation's pocket. We think that the president and his team, and we just exchanged with him, have worked hard to stabilize the economy. And you cannot really improve an economy unless it's stable. So he has to be given the credit for the stability of the economy. So the reforms have been in the right direction. What is needed next is growth. We now need to grow the economy, and we need to put in social safety nets so that people who are feeling the pinch of the reforms can also have some support to be able to weather the hardship. So that's the next step. How do we build social safety net to help Nigerians cushion the hardship they're feeling? And then how do we grow the economy so we can create more jobs and put more money in people's pockets? These are issues that we discussed with Mr. President.
Meanwhile, the federal government has announced a new national scale program aimed at connecting 20 million young Nigerians to jobs, training and entrepreneurship opportunities by the year 2030, with at least 60% of beneficiaries expected to be women. Speaking during the inaugural board meeting of the Generation Unlimited Nigeria, Vice President Kashim Shettima described Nigeria's youthful population as the nation's superpower and comparative advantage in a rapidly aging world. The Vice President also pledged that all trainings under the initiative will align with the National Skills Qualification Framework.
It holds the promise of connecting 20 million young Nigerians to skills, employment and entrepreneurship opportunities by 2030. Today, with my reactivation as chairman of this board, we are here to set a new coherent national mission. And the truth is clear. Our national skills ecosystem faces a trilemma. Too many of our most vulnerable young people are excluded from the start. Too often, training is divorced from tangible livelihoods, and across the country, the infrastructure for large-scale hands-on learning lies in disrepair. Another isolated training scheme will not deliver us from these constraints. What we need is a systemic change, a new architecture that is built to last. It is with this resolve that I present to you, for this board's consideration and endorsement, the Digital Access and Livelihoods Initiative DALI. It is a demand-driven national talent pipeline linking foundational and work readiness training directly to guaranteed livelihood pathways. It is an inclusive model that aims to serve both vulnerable and the job-ready, with a target that no less than 60% of beneficiaries will be female.
We turn our attention to the education sector now, where the federal government has unveiled a new strategic platform to enhance the well-being of tertiary institution staff, support their professional development, and promote financial independence. Speaking at the official launch of the support fund in Abuja, the Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Alausa, emphasized the importance of transformative programs that empower staff to become agents of change within their institutions. The fund platform addresses systemic change faced by academic and non-academic staff across tertiary institutions in Nigeria.
The Minister of Education, Mr. Maruf Alausa, is presiding over this meeting in partnership with the Bank of Industry and other development partners in Abuja. This initiative is a key component of the National Education Sector Renewal Implementation Framework led by the Minister. It underscores the government's unwavering commitment to education as a national priority.
It is when the staff, when academic staff and supporting staff, are well taken care of, that is where you see, the value and the quality of education.
We are going to make good use of it, and by the time it continues, because what we want is the continuation. It continues, you will see our lives being transformed, our research being transformed, and our developmental activities being transformed.
The Bank of Industry will oversee the disbursement of the loan scheme in order to ensure transparency.
As we launch this fund today, let us commit to making it a model of efficiency, integrity, and collaboration.
The key features of the loan embodies 0% interest rates to reduce financial burden on staff, eligibility of full-time academic and non-academic staff institutions, loan amounts scale up to 10 million. Repayments will be deducted monthly from salaries through the institution's bursary departments.
The Tertiary Institution Fund is open to confirmed full staff academic and non-academic staffs of any federal university, polytechnics, or college, or any of our colleges of education.
The minister issues a warning to bursars to be transparent in their dealings.
We are the one that will be running this at the universities, at our polytechnics, and at our college of education. Please ensure you maintain the highest level of transparency. And if we get any indication that problems are being created for the potential beneficiaries of this program, and we investigate and we find out that issues are happening, there will be consequences.
After his address, the minister then officially unveils the platform.
The Tertiary Institution Staff Support Fund opens at this moment, and we hope we're going to get the first disbursement out in the next few days.
With the launch of the platform, the welfare of staff of tertiary institutions will now be properly prioritized.
The People's Democratic Party, the PDP, has inaugurated a 44-man committee to oversee the party's zoning arrangements ahead of its national elective convention in November this year. The committee is being chaired by the governor of Bayelsa State, Duyediri, and is expected to come up with a zoning formula for the party within the next 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the acting national chairman of the PDP is asking members of the committee to prioritize competence over loyalty in its decision.
Thank you very much, PDP.
Members of the PDP National Working Committee, the Board of Trustees of the party, and the PDP Governors Forum are attending this meeting to inaugurate the party's zoning committee.
From the Governors Forum.
The governor of Bayelsa State is leading the 44-member committee, and on their shoulders rests the party's hope for the forthcoming 2027 general election.
This committee will be that catalyst that will bring back that life that people have acclaimed the PDP has lost. And we believe the capacity of the chairman of this committee will do justice with the area of members from other states, from the states that are in this committee.
The acting national chairman of the party then inaugurates the committee.
You are by this hereby inaugurated. Congratulations.
He also urged the committee members to prioritize competence over loyalty as they make decisions over which positions will be zoned and to which section of the country.
Loyalty is the lifeblood of our party. Without it, unity is impossible. Yet, loyalty alone is not enough. It must work hand in hand with competence. As you consider zoning, picture the caliber of individuals who may emerge from each zone and ask yourselves, will this person embody the values and strengths of the PDP in a way that make us proud before the country?
Decisions about zoning is a critical one, as it has landed the party into protracted crisis in the past. Hence, the appeal to learn from past mistakes.
The lessons of the zoning in the last election cycle are obviously before all of us. And the disastrous consequences of what was perceived to be the right decision. And so I think the expectation of all of us here, especially from the National Assembly, is that this time we must get it right. We can no longer experiment.
We will be consultative. We will partner, and we will be inclusive in ensuring that we arrive at a fair and just zoning formula for our party.
The PDP is hoping to have a national elective convention in November of this year, and the members say the success of this planned convention depends largely on the various committees.
In part two, after the break, All Progressives Congress APC holds its grand finale of its rally for the Edo Central senatorial election. Please join us again. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. Director General of the World Trade Organization and Nigeria's former Minister of Finance, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, calls for the implementation of social safety nets to cushion the effect of economic reforms on vulnerable Nigerians. Enugu State Government commissions 5 ultra-modern bus terminals and 100 CNG buses as part of its transport management system, expected to create over 20,000 jobs over the next 6 years. People's Democratic Party inaugurates a 44-member committee to oversee its zoning arrangements ahead of the party's elective convention in November, with a caveat: prioritize competence over loyalty. And U.S. President Donald Trump says there is a 25% chance that his proposed meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday will not be successful. Progressives Grand Alliance APGA is gaining momentum ahead of the Anambra South senatorial by-election. The people of Nnewi South have pledged massive support for APGA's candidate Emmanuel Nwachukwu, while key aspirants Pascal Abodike and Ebuka Onunkwo have thrown their weight behind Nwachukwu's campaign, donating security vehicles, motorcycles and funds, all to boost the party's chances. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has also hailed these gestures, describing APGA as a people's movement that will benefit everyone.
The Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Onyekachukwu Ibezim, and the National Chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, Sly Ezeokenwa, stormed the venue of the Anambra South senatorial campaign in Ihiala local government area to drum support for the election of the APGA candidate, Emmanuel Nwachukwu. The turnout is impressive as the coordinator of the senatorial campaign for Mr. Nwachukwu, Pascal Abodike, makes security a priority by donating vehicles and motorcycles for improved security operations before, during, and after the election, as this area has one of the largest voting population.
Governor is our brother from the south. We have no reason than to support him. We shall support our governor for voting Nwachukwu on Saturday. If you go to the social media, everywhere, they say Ihiala is on the run. I wonder the people I am seeing here, are they from Oka? No! Are they from Nnewi? No!
In Ekosigo local government area, another campaign coordinator and aspirant, Ebuka Onunkwo, extends financial support to Mr. Nwachukwu, just as the entire council area affirms that APGA will be victorious come August 16. Next stop is Nnewi South local government area, where the grand finale of the rally takes place. The APGA rally moves to St. Mary's Catholic Church field at Upo, Nnewi South local government area, where the APGA senatorial candidate hails from. Governor Soludo, who leads the campaign, is received by a large crowd of party supporters. The governor addresses the supporters, reminding them of the need to vote for Mr. Nwachukwu.
In the history of Anambra, the people are taking up the campaign and contributing money. The communities are contributing money. Individuals are contributing money. The poor, the weak, and so on. And we, as progressives, we stand for free, fair, credible election. We want all votes to be counted, and the only votes to count. Let the people's will be respected. That's all we are saying.
The by-election is scheduled for August 16, and APGA members say they're ready to ensure that the party's candidate gets the nod to go to the Red Chamber to represent them.
We head to Edo State now, where the All Progressives Congress is assuring the people of Edo Central Senatorial District that the track record and dedication of service to its candidate for Saturday's by-election, Joseph Ikpia, will give them the best representation in the Senate if elected. Various leaders of the party who spoke during the grand rally in Ekpomais and West local government area to close weeks of campaign reminded the electorate that the election was not only to fill the gap created by Governor Okpeholu's resignation from the Senate upon his emergence as governor, but to ensure adequate representation.
Yes!
From 5 local government councils in Edo Central Senatorial District and beyond, APC leaders and faithful converge on the Egwai Primary School grounds in Ekpoma, East and West Local Government Area of Edo State for the APC Edo Central Grand Rally ahead of the senatorial by-election scheduled for Saturday, August 16. The key political figures in attendance include Edo State Governor Monday Okpewolo, 2-time former Governor of Edo State and Senator representing Edo North, Adams Oshomole, former Deputy Governor of Edo State and Director General of the National Institute for Sports, Philip Shaibu, along with top government officials. Weeks of strategic campaigns across the district have culminated in this rally. Former Governor of Edo State, Adams Oshomole, who lists sterling qualities and achievements of both Governor Okpewolo and the senatorial candidate, Mr. Ikpea, insists their passion affirms dedication to the people's development.
If you are going to vote APC so that Joe Ikpea will become the senator and a worthy successor on the floor of the Senate, to work with me as equal senators. Raise up your hands. Ikpea, oh yeah! Okay.
The senatorial by-election candidate pledges to give his best if elected.
Where you stop in the Senate, I will continue from there. The good things he's doing, I will emulate them. The youth, you are sure of employment by the grace of God. The women, you are sure of empowerment to do your business. Our roads will come back again. All the federal roads, they'll come back again, priority to them.
Governor Okpewolo, confident the electorate would vote wisely, thanks them in anticipation of their support.
We are not here again to start campaigning. We are here for the ones that you have done before. We are here to say thank you for Saturday that is yet to come. On Saturday, we will vote this man. This Joe Ikpea is the best man for the job.
The rally also gave the opportunity for the APC to receive new entrants into the party. Jessica Oluguse, Channels Television News.
We head over to Abuja studios where we'll continue the news at 10 with Terry Ikumi standing by. Over to you, Terry.
Well, thank you very much, Anne. Let's go to Adamawa State now. As water levels of the River Benue continues to rise following heavy rainfalls, communities in flood-prone areas of Adamawa State remain on the edge of another disaster. This comes weeks after a flood that claimed 29 lives in Yola and its environs. Some survivors are now resettling with support from the state and federal government.
In Yola, the Adamawa state capital, flood victims are grappling with the devastation left behind as entire communities were submerged, livelihoods swept away, and families forced to start all over again. Channels Television visited some of the worst hit areas to capture their struggles. The floods did not just destroy homes, they tore through farmlands and businesses, leaving behind a trail of mud, debris, and despair. For many, the loss of property and loved ones is a burden that will take years to heal. 67-year-old James Tumba lost his home in Shagari, Yola South. He describes the night the water swept through as traumatic, but counts himself lucky to still be alive. Others like Moses Amos and Joel Tumba have returned to their homes to begin again. They express gratitude to Governor Umaru Fintiri for immediate relief materials that kept them going in their darkest days.
That water that came to our place, since our father and talking, we have never experienced this type of rainfall. My children have climbed a tree. They are under a tree, they sleep under a tree because before they cannot pass this water, because when they go, they would quench. Through that water, but through God's help, that is why everybody has been secure.
We thank His Excellency
armored infantry at the state level also for donating food items for the flood victims.
Relief also came from First Lady Oluremi Tudubu, donor agencies and humanitarian partners. Authorities insist that reports of expired supplies are false, stressing that every item distributed has been verified.
The items supplied to the camp in form of support to the flood victims are in good order. None of them is expired. We cannot risk the health of our victims. We cannot and can never give them any expired product that can bring about health disaster. We are even managing post-flood events now, where the health, in order to avoid the spread of diseases that come along with the flood.
With water levels still rising on the River Benue, residents in flood-prone areas are asked to move to safer ground, just as authorities continue to monitor the situation, hoping to avoid a repeat of this devastating tragedy.
Well, the National Orientation Agency has announced plans to commence a 2-week civic engagement drive across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. The Director General of the agency, Mr. Larry Isaonilu, who announced the plans at a news conference in Abuja, explains that the campaign focuses on national reawakening and patriotism with thematic areas such as government policies, flood mitigation, and national security awareness, amongst others.
This meeting, organized by the National Orientation Agency, is part of efforts to revive citizens' consciousness for patriotism. Established in 1993, part of the agency's mandate includes ensuring that government programs and policies are better understood by the general public and to mobilize favorable public opinion for such programs and policies.
We are twice in a quarter.
At this meeting, the agency rolls out 5 thematic areas of campaign to galvanize citizens' participation.
The context and the urgency for this campaign is to know that Nigeria stands on a defining moment at a period of these massive reforms that the country is embarking on in the economy, and which have seen the last 2 years stabilizing the macro economy. And as Nigeria is preparing to transition into micro economy management, where the question people have been asking, where is the food on my table, now will be addressed.
For 2 weeks, staffers of the organization will be sensitizing Nigerians across all the 774 local government areas on government policies, flood mitigation and disaster preparedness, national security awareness, and encouraging vigilance.
The agency has 818 office locations nationwide, 774 local government offices with our personnel. For this particular campaign, the nearly 4,000 staff of NOA are all fully mobilized to engage in this particular event. And it is commencing by Wednesday next week.
The 2 weeks campaign will feature grassroots outreaches in markets, schools, motor parks, religious centers, and community halls, as well as the distribution of information materials in English and major Nigerian languages. Sarah Chimugu, Channels Television News.
Still to come on the news at 10, Federal Inland Revenue Service unveils 16 certified tech firms to assist in the rollout of its electronic invoicing platform for taxpayers. That's on Business News. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Channels Television's News at 10. To security matters now, the Defense Headquarters has debunked reports in some sections of the media that terrorist kingpin Bello Turji, who has been terrorizing Zamfara, Kebbi, and parts of Katsina states in the northwest, has surrendered. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Marcus Kangi, says bandit leader Bello Turji has not surrendered as the military is still on his trail. General Kangi equally debunked Amnesty International's report alleging extrajudicial killings by the military in the southeast region.
Like I always tell you, everybody with phone in his hand, mobile phone, Android phone, is a potential source of information to the whole world, not even to us here. As you are sitting down now, you can say information to any part of the world that you want, and you say what you want. Nobody will tell you for that. You have, because there is freedom of whatever you want to do. But we can tell you that the military is not engaged in any extrajudicial killing in the southeast. You will all agree with me that the effort of our troops in the recent 2 months have significantly improved the security situation in our country, as most of the reports we have been hearing and operation being conducted has reduced because the efforts of those criminals have seriously been degraded.
Now, the Rivers State Police Command has arrested a pastor and 4 other church members over allegations of child abuse. The arrest followed an amateur video circulated on social media appearing to show the pastor beating a group of naked children in what looked like a religious ritual. Our correspondent, Charles Opurum, reports.
This is what has been going on
for 3 days now.
For 3 days now.
This amateur video, uploaded to social media, appears to show a pastor whipping a group of unclad children in what appears to be a religious ritual somewhere in the Eneka area of Port Harcourt. The video led to the arrest of a pastor of the church and other members on allegations of child abuse by the DPO of Eneka Police Division. The story gets bizarre as parents of the children storm the police station to show solidarity with their pastor. They sing and dance right there at the station. The police PRO arrives to address the press, confirming the arrest of the pastor and other church officials.
Preliminary investigation revealed that the pastor said he has a 3-day program for the church, and he was led by the Holy Spirit to conduct this program.
The pastor, however, says he was acting on the spiritual realm with the full consent of the parents to carry out spiritual purification of the children. His submission was buttressed by the parents.
We never demonized them, we never subject them to violence. What we did was the directive from Almighty God, according to our faith.
My daughter is among the children that was purified. And the message was that death was in the air, that they should please purify the children. They did that, the purification, with pigeon, water, and palm fronds.
In spite of the position of the parents, the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, says it will go ahead with its investigations.
One of our major mandates is looking at child abuse, and when we look at the situation, we felt that the children, even though in human trafficking we look at it and age is immaterial in human trafficking. So the children, when we look at it, is that they are seriously abused.
It's not yet clear what the police will do, but the Commissioner of Police says the case is being treated as that of child abuse, and further actions will become clearer in the coming days. Charles Opurum, Channels Television News.
And that's all from the nation's capital. Back to Anne in Lagos.
Thank you, Terry. The Enugu State Governor, Peter Mbah, has commissioned the Enugu Transport Management System and 5 brand new ultra-modern bus terminals at Nsukka and 4 other cities across the state. Governor Mbah also inaugurated 100 CNG buses acquired by his administration to ease vehicular movement in the state. The transport management system is expected to create over 20,000 jobs for youth in the state and push the gross domestic product, the GDP of Enugu, to $30 billion within the next 6 years.
The Holy Ghost Bus Terminal, built by Governor Peter Mbah's administration, is set to be commissioned. Chairman of Enugu North Local Government Area and the Commissioner for Transportation commend the unprecedented milestone of the Mbah administration.
From the outset,
You envisioned a transport and logistics network that goes beyond fixing of roads and building isolated terminals. Your vision is to integrate all modes of transportation into a seamless modern system that drives growth, attracts investments, supports daily living, and connects Enugu to the southeast and the rest of Nigeria.
Other stakeholders highlight the overall impact on the residents.
Behind me here is Terminal 2 of this multimodal transportation system. In this terminal, we have developed the best of the facility that you have anywhere in the world. It is comparable. So whether it's a Federal station, whether it's in Barcelona, what you have here is what you see. You have escalators here. We have lifts in this place. We have over 40 CCTV cameras deployed here. We have parking space, air conditioner, 8-bar CCTV. Your Excellency, I must commend you for this audacious project and for your bold reform.
Governor Anambra speaks on his motivation to build ultra-modern bus terminals, a move he believes will transform the transport and economic outlook in Enugu State.
It is not just about the terminal. We are also launching today a modern transport system. The Enugu transport system is also being launched today with our 100 CNG buses being deployed also today.
Flanked by federal lawmakers and other major players, he commissions the terminal.
Unto the glory of God.
Musika is the next stop. A similar facility has been built to serve the residents.
For the use and benefit of Enugu and Nigerians at large, and to the glory of God.
The governor moved to Abakpa and Garki to commission the two terminals and was greeted by elated residents who promised to protect these assets.
So company news now. Samsung Electronics has unveiled its groundbreaking vision, AI TV, marking a bold new chapter in the company's history of innovation and leadership in the television industry. From the debut of the Bedo LCD TV in 2006, admired for the world's first sensuous design, to other breakthroughs like the first edge-type LED TV, Samsung has never stopped setting new standards for what a TV can achieve. The company says that its mission has always been to create technology that feels personal, intuitive, and inspiring.
For the last 19 years, Samsung Electronics has inspired the creation of smart television with applications, brilliance of 100% color volume QLED technology, and the refined curved UHD TV. This time, the self-acclaimed world-leading TV brand is out with its latest creation, the Samsung Vision AI television. For the company, this new product is one way it works to improve quality of living.
Vision AI grows with you. With 7 years of free OS updates, your TV will always get the latest AI features as soon as they are rolled out. The exciting part is that this is not just about TVs. It is the fact that your Samsung screen can be center of your smart homes.
This time, the company has taken another bold step forward with Samsung Vision AI, which positions its TVs as more than entertainment devices. They enhance content interaction, smart home functionality, and synergy across devices while maintaining strong privacy with the Samsung Knox security.
We have actually increased the brightness of the televisions in OLED especially by about 30% over the last year's range, and also the refresh rate, which we call what we have something called as the refresh rate, which actually increases the smooth motion.
This new television is a demonstration of Samsung Electronics' efforts to make living seamless for its consumers around the world.
Access to art store, and then the aesthetics, like I said before, those TVs are beautiful. You saw them yourself. I mean, slim, slick. So basically changing, TV aesthetics their innovation.
Samsung has been in the business of inspiring the world and shaping the future with transformative ideas and technologies with the satisfaction of Nigerians' consumers' mind.
Now, with your TV's AI features enabled, you are now able to control all these devices in your home just on TVs to have a better smartphone experiences. So I hope all Nigerian customers are able to enjoy these valuable experiences.
Say hello to the future of entertainment with all new Samsung AI TV.
For 19 consecutive years, Samsung has held the position of the world's #1 TV brand, a testament to its unwavering commitments to quality, design, and user experience. This remarkable journey of excellence has been defined by a series of world-first innovations that have consistently set new standards in the industry.
AI TV, ultra slim.
Let's now join Dominic Iwewu to take us through more stories in the world of business.
Thank you. And on business news, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, has unveiled 16 technology companies certified to assist taxpayers in onboarding to its electronic invoicing platform ahead of the revised deadline set for November the 1st. The unveiling took place at the start of a two-day workshop on the e-voicing solution in Lagos. According to the FIRS, the move is part of ongoing efforts to expand the adoption of the platform, which went live on August 1, and essential to enhancing tax compliance and real-time invoice verification. Following the signing into law of the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025 by President Bola Tinubu, the National Insurance Commission, NICOM, has now been mandated to cancel registration of any insurance or reinsurance firm that fails to recapitalize within 1 year. The Commissioner for Insurance, Mr. Olusegun Ayo Meshain, made this clarification to journalists during the constitution of an 11-member recapitalization committee in Abuja. The recapitalization committee, which is chaired by the Director of Supervision at NICOM, Oluwatoyin Charles, is charged with primary responsibility of overseeing the implementation of the recapitalization program and will submit monthly progress reports to management and provide quarterly updates to the governing board and stakeholders. Nigeria's stock market recapitalization has dropped below the 92 naira value which it entered last week as profit-taking activities continued for a second day on the NGX. John Mekwa tells us more.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Stock Market Report. Well, for the second consecutive day this week, the NGX is closing in the red. Is the bull losing its steam? I wonder. We would see. Well, the market today lost 331 billion naira, bringing the market cap to much less than what it was yesterday. So it's gone down to 91.926 trillion naira, and the red all share index is 0.16 in the red. 145,000 level is where we are back at. The financial sector, they are the ones leading this drop. So whether it's banking or it's insurance, we've seen Wema Bank, Sovereign Insurance, Cornerstone Insurance, Mansat, all those guys have been giving you money for some weeks now. They were in the red, so banking is down 0.48%. Consumer goods follows suit, 0.2%. Dangote Sugar today shaved off 4 naira 50 kobo. Profit taking is the theme of the market for today. Oil and gas also is down because of Japan Gold and O. So top trades, you can imagine, they top the trade when the market was in the green. They're also topping the trade when the market is in the red. The insurance guys, Universal Insurance, ICO, and Link Assurance, all of them profit-taking. That's what has happened to these numbers now. So for today, again, it's the bear that's winning.
And it's a mixed close for major global stock markets as investors digest the U.S. hot inflation report and weigh the upcoming potential meeting between President Donald Trump and Russia's President Vladimir Putin. Here's some of the closing numbers for Thursday. And that's it on business news. Back to Anne for the rest of the news at 10.
Thank you, Dominic. Outside our shores, U.S. President Donald Trump says that there is a 25% chance his proposed meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska on Friday will not be successful, but he believes that Mr. Putin and Mr. Zelensky can strike a peace deal thereafter. Here's Samant Puse with more international news and around the world in 5.
Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has welcomed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to Downing Street for private discussions. The pair met ahead of a vital summit in Alaska between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday to discuss ending the war in Ukraine. Keir has said he believes there is a viable chance of a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine and stressed Ukraine's territorial integrity must be protected and international borders must not be changed by force. Mr. Zelensky and other European leaders who are not attending the meeting in Alaska held a joint call with Mr. Trump on Wednesday to reiterate their position. Israel's far-right finance minister Bezalel Smotrich has said he will approve plans to build more than 3,000 homes in a controversial settlement project in the occupied West Bank, a move he said will prevent the creation of a Palestinian state. The so-called E1 project between Jerusalem and Ma'ale Adumim settlement has been frozen for decades amid fierce opposition internationally. Building there would effectively cut off the West Bank from occupied East Jerusalem and significantly obstruct its territorial contiguity. Settlements are considered illegal under international law, though Israel disputes this. The European Union is sending 2 planes to help Spain tackle raging wildfires after the country activated an EU disaster assistance mechanism for fires for the first time ever. The Interior Minister told local media he had requested 2 water bomber aircraft from the EU to be deployed to the worst affected areas. The help comes as a 3rd person has been killed battling a wildfire in the northwestern Leon region. Spain's state weather agency has warned that a heatwave will continue until Monday, with temperatures set to exceed 44 degrees in some areas. Peru's president has signed a controversial new law pardoning soldiers, police and civilian militias on trial for atrocities during the country's 2-decade armed conflict against Maoist rebels. Dina Boluarte enacted the measure that was passed by Congress in July, despite an order from the Inter-American Court of Human Rights to suspend it pending a review of its impact on victims. The law will benefit hundreds of members of the armed forces, police and self-defense committees accused of crimes committed between 1980 and 2000. It will also mandate the release of those over 70 serving sentences for such offences. Cape Verde has declared a state of emergency on the island of São Vicente and Santo Antão after deadly floods which killed at least 9 people and forced 1,500 from their homes. The state of emergency activates crisis funds and urgent infrastructure repairs in the Atlantic Ocean islands off the west coast of Africa. Monday's flash floods were triggered by Tropical Storm Erin, leading to 193 millimeters of rain in just 5 hours, far above São Vicente's annual average. Rescue teams are desperately searching for missing people, while roads, homes and vehicles have been severely damaged. Australia and Vanuatu have agreed to a 10-year deal aimed at strengthening security and economic ties worth $500 million Australian dollars. The so-called Nakamal Agreement, the result of months of negotiations, will transform Australia's relationship with its Pacific neighbour. Vanuatu's leader, Jotham Napat, described the deal as a win-win situation for both nations. The deal, to be officially signed in September, comes as Australia tries to grow its influence in the region to counter China's increased spending and power.
A very significant place in which to put our signatures to what is a very significant agreement between our 2 countries.
I hope we will all look back on this day and say this is the day on which the Vanuatu-Australia relationship was transformed.
And a Union Pacific train with approximately 35 cars has derailed close to Gordon in Texas. Video shows mangled train cars piled up on top of each other on the tracks as emergency crews attend the scene. Palo Pinto County officials confirmed the derailment happened near the Colville Road Bridge, but that no injuries had been reported. Officials said it will be an active scene for several days. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.
Many thanks indeed, Simon, and welcome to Sports News. Afro-basket reigning women's champions of the G Tigers of Nigeria have climbed 3 places to 8th in the world with the latest FIBA Women's World Rankings released earlier today with 640.1 points. The Tigers, who are unbeaten in 10 years as the Afro-basket, remain the only African team in the global top 10, moving ahead of Brazil and Serbia after a stellar run of form in recent months. Let's cross over to Nigeria's D Tigers as the team will continue their campaign as the men's Afro-basket with a tough clash against defending champions Tunisia in their second Group B game this Friday. D Tigers point guard Caleb Agadari is expecting a very physical game against the North Africans, who suffered their first defeats in 10 years at the Afro-basket against Cameroon on Wednesday. Let's turn to the 2025 Women's Champions League, where Nigeria's sole representative on the continent, Bayelsa Queens, have been drawn in Group B of WAFU B qualifiers. The Bayelsa state-owned team will battle Police Ladies of Ghana, ASKO Ladies of Togo, and Sam Nelly of Benin Republic. The top 2 teams from Group A and B from the qualifiers scheduled for August 23rd to September 4th in Cote d'Ivoire will advance to the semi-finals, with the winners contesting for the sole spot from West Africa in the Champions League finals. And that's sports. I am Kelly Egiga. It's back to Anne.
Thank you, Kelly. And the main news again. The Director General of the World Trade Organization and Nigeria's former Finance Minister, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has called for the implementation of social safety nets to cushion the effect of economic reforms on vulnerable Nigerians. The former World Bank Managing Director was speaking shortly after a meeting with President Bola Tinubu in Abuja. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwawado. Up next, bring you the All Progressives Grand Alliance Newi South Local Government Rally documentary, and that's for our viewers only on the DSTV platform. Please stay with us.